Hi, everybody. So we are here for my weekly show of How Do They Rank, where I talk about the new movies that I saw over the course of the week, new to 2017, and how they rank in my ranking and go over my top 10, bottom 10. I just think this is a lot of fun because my rankings are very fluid. They change. Sometimes I'll rewatch something. It'll make me think more about it and I'll move things around. And so this just gives you an inside peek of kind of where things are at, and because sometimes movies are just sort of in the middle, and it's kind of fun to sort of keep track of sort of where they're at instead of just the top 10 and top bottom that you get at the end of the year. So here we go. So last week we had in my top 10, we had Step at number 1, Wonder Woman at number 2, The Big Sick at number 3, A Silent Voice at number 4, Personal Shopper at number 5, The Girl Without Hands at number 6, Ingrid Goes West at 7, Get Out at 8, Dunkirk at 9, and Brigsby Bear at 10. And then my bottom 10 last year was King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword at 10, Lady Macbeth at 9, Gifted at 8, The Circle at 7, The Book of Henry at 6, Transformers Last Night at 5, The Dark Tower at 4, Emoji Movie at 3, Spark, A Space Tale at 2, and The Glass Castle at number 1. So you'll find in my bottom 10 are a lot of movies that, aside from maybe Transformers and Emoji, there are movies that other people liked, but they were movies that really rubbed me the wrong way and really annoyed me. And so, for me, rather than something that's just kind of bland and something that's not that well made, something that infuriates me and frustrates me, annoys me, that's always going to be worse in my book than something that's just sort of incompetently made that for me. So that's just how I look at it. But let's talk about what I saw that was new to 2017 this week. So the first thing that I saw was the movie Home Again, and I reviewed it on this channel, so I won't talk that much about it. But I was really actually kind of excited for this because we haven't had just sort of a light, breezy romantic comedy in a long time. They've been very caustic and very vulgar in things like Trainwreck and stuff like that. And so I was really looking forward to a Reese Witherspoon, light, fun, romantic comedy. But unfortunately, that's not what we got here. We got something that wasn't romantic, really very much at all. And it was just so cliched ridden and was asking you to sort of invest more in the relationship between these three guys and Reese Witherspoon's kids. I don't know, it just wasn't very good. So I was very disappointed in Home Again. And it ended up at number 73 on my ranking, in between Kong Skull Island at 72, which I also wasn't a big fan of, and The Mummy at 74. So not a great place for Home Again to end up in. Definitely it was a rotten in my book. So there you go. That's where Home Again ended in the ranking. Then I did have a really good movie that I saw this week. I finally got to see the movie Megan Levy. And this is, I have not seen that many Iraq war movies that have been good, that have been interesting, that haven't been very heavy-handed. And this movie, I think, actually pulled it off. It is very sentimental, so I can see it wouldn't be for everyone. But I thought they did just a good job of showing this character of Megan Levy, this soldier, and showing the post-traumatic stress and the other things that she suffered and her relationship with this dog and how much she just loved this dog and how hard it was for her to relate to anybody else but the dog. And I know, it was very touching. It was very sweet. And I thought that Kate Mara was really wonderful in the role of Megan Levy. I don't know. I just thought it just played its cards just pitch perfect. It made me cry. It wasn't overbearing anti-war or pro-Americana. I felt like it was very, very well written and very well done. So I liked Megan Levy a lot. It ended up at number 15 on my ranking, so pretty high up, right after Logan Lucky, which I thought was hilarious, and so that's at 14, Megan Levy at 15, and then I have My Entire High School is Sinking into the Sea, which is very experimental and a ton of fun, at 16. So there you go. So pretty high up for Megan Levy. I recommend it. I thought it was really inspirational, but not glossy. It was just really well done, very well written, and a good job. Then the last movie I saw, I didn't like at all. It is called Beatriz at Dinner. And this is a movie that's basically kind of the liberal equivalent of like what certain Christian films do, where they put their characters in situations where the characters can preach to the evil atheists and tell them how wrong they are and how they can save them and save their lives. And that's basically what this does. But in the case, it's Beatrice, who's this immigrant who is going to tell the evil, basically Trump copycat, how wrong he is and how horrible person he is, and literally have a fantasy sequence where she murders him. And it was so heavy-handed. It was so there was no like any discussion of issues and what really, what these things are. The character is so Trumpian that he owns hotels, and he's like a Wall Street guy with his sons that are all involved in it too, and there's like shady past, and it's just like so on the nose and so heavy-handed. It was just very annoying. The ending I thought was really bad. I thought all the actors tried, but it just felt so preachy, so annoying, and I don't know. It felt like a lap dance for liberals to me, and it's not helpful. It's not constructive. All it does is polarize. I'm sure it's fun if you hate Donald Trump so much. It feels good to go to a movie where basically like somebody kills him and and talks him down and tells him what a horrible person he is and whatever like that. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that that doesn't make a good movie to me. Having some kind of titillating experience where they, like you get revenge at a politician you don't like. And that's not a good movie to me. That's a really bad movie to me. And so, I don't know, I found it very annoying pretty much from start to finish. I found that the Beatrice, even though Salma Hayek is pretty good, I found she was incredibly unlikable. And 1 minute she would be really mousy, and then the next minute she would be like really, really like bombastic and loud and rude to people who were actually like helping her and or at least trying to help her. And so I didn't buy that she would say the things that she said, and so it didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel real. And I don't know. It was just, I really thought this movie was terrible. I did not like it at all. And so for me, this movie is at 89 on my ranking, and it is right in between The Gifted at 88, which was another movie I thought was really preachy and manipulative and annoying, and then The Circle is at 90, so it's right in between Gifted and The Circle, which is another totally tone deaf, preachy, ridiculous. So my top 10 is still the same as last week. I have Step at number 1, Wonder Woman at number 2, The Big Sick at number 3, A Silent Voice at number 4, Personal Shopper at 5, The Girl Without Hands at 6, Ingrid Goes West at 7, Get Out at 8, Dunkirk at 9, and Brigsby Bear at 10. Then I have my bottom 10 is King Arthur is now out of the bottom 10, which is crazy because that movie was just such a trash fire. It was just a mess. But it didn't actively irritate me the way that these other movies did. So yeah, I have Lady Macbeth at number 10. I have Gifted at number 9. Beatrice at Dinner at number 8. The Circle at number 7. The Book of Henry at number 6. Transformers The Last Night at 5. The Dark Tower at 4. The Emoji Movie at 3. Spark: A Space Tale at 2, and The Glass Castle at number 1. So that is my ranking for this week. That's my bottom 10. So yeah, let me know if you've seen either of these 3 movies that I talked about, what you thought about them, where they would be in your ranking, and what you think of my top and bottom 10s for this week. And so we'll look forward to next week. I'm not sure what all is coming out, but I'll try to see a couple things. We'll see. Kind of a slow season right now, but I'll try to catch up maybe on a few things that I'm missing. And so thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.